Hi friends, this is Selvijog here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good. And today the topic I am going to discuss about how we can configure the PAD configuration in a Cisco ASA firewall. So what is PAD? PAD is nothing but a port address translation which is used to translate multiple unregistered address to the same registered address but with the different ports. So that is the purpose of port address translation. Okay, unregistered nothing but a private address and registered is a public address. So multiple unregistered address you will map to the single registered address but with the different ports. So I'm going to show you how we can configure the PAD configuration in a Cisco ASA firewall. So as per the architecture, the ASA firewall is going to configure two security zone inside and the outside security zone. So by default inside will be assigned a security level of 100 that is most trusted and outside will be assigned a security level of 0 that is a less trusted. Okay, so inside IP will be 1.1 and this will be 2.1 and to the inside security zone I have connected one Cisco device and outside security zone I have connected another Cisco switch. So this IP is 1.2, the gateway will be 1.1 and this IP will be 2.2. For this the gateway will be 2.1. So first let us configure the inside and the outside security zone and the associated interfaces. Then we'll configure the default gateway from Cisco 1 and 2. Then we'll configure the NAT translation rule. I'm going to configure how we can configure the PAD configuration, right? So let us do one by one for a better understanding. So now let us go to Cisco ASA firewall and now I am going to configure the inside and the outside security zones. So go to interface gigabit. So this interface gigabit 0 by 0 and this is 0 by 1. Okay. So 0 by 0 we have to name the interface. Name IF inside. So automatically assign the security level of 100. Then let us assign the IP address 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0 and let us do a no shell. Similar way for outside it will assign the security level of 0 with the IP address 2.1. Okay, so go to the configuration mode, interface gigabit 0 by 1. Okay, and the name IF is outside and the security level will be 0 and we have to assign the IP address. So the IP address is 2.1 192.168.2.1 255.255.255.0 and let us do a no shut. Okay, so we have configured the security zone both inside and outside security zone. So now let us check the configuration from the Cisco switch 1 and 2. So this particular directly interfaces I already configured. This IP is 1.2 and this is 2.2. So let us go to Cisco device, do a show running configuration interface gigabit 0 by 0. Okay, so this IP is 1.2. Now let us configure the gateway as 1.1 and also we have to disable the IP routing. Okay, so go here, go to the configuration mode. IP default gateway should be 192.168.1.1 and let us disable the IP routing. Okay, so similar way jump to Cisco device 1, Cisco switch 2 and let us configure the same thing. I already configured the directly connected interfaces. Let us configure the default gateways 2.1 and let us disable the IP routing. Okay. So running configuration interface gigabit 0 by 1. Okay. So this IP address 2.2, let us configure the gateway and disable the IP routing in the Cisco switch 2. So IP default gateway will be 192.168.2.1 and disable the IP routing. So we are done with the configuration from both Cisco switch 1 and 2 and only the configuration pending is we need to configure an access list. Okay. So now let us configure the port translation. Okay, port translation, that is a PAD translation and also the access list we have to configure. Let us go to the Cisco ASA firewall and let us configure the access list. Okay, so access list is nothing but configuring from the lower to the higher security zone. As always, traffic flows from the higher to the lower security zone. So I'm creating an access list from the lower to the higher security zone and I'm going to apply that access list via access group statement. Okay, so that's the thing I'm going to do. So access list out underscore in, that's the name, extended permit. Okay, ICMP any. Similar way I'm going to apply that. So access group out underscore in interface outside. That means from allowing from the lower to the higher security zone. Okay, so I'm just apply that access group statement. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the path translation rule in a Cisco ASA firewall. So after that I'm going to show you how we can initiate the traffic and how we can see the NAT translation rule in case of Cisco ASA firewall. So let us go to the ASA firewall and let us create a translation rule. So what's the command is object network. Okay, so let us create the name. Let us make it as web servers. And now what I'm going to do, just I'm going to assign the particular thing. I'm going to assign the subnet. So it is like mapping from a group of unregistered address to the same registered address, right? So I have to define this entire subnet. That is a LAN subnet is 192.168.1.0. So that subnet I'm going to define. Okay, subnet 192.168.1.0 255.255.255.0. Then I have to map all this to an same register address but a different port. For that the command is nat inside comma outside. Okay, then we have to specify dynamic interface. So obviously after typing this command, automatically all the things unregistered address will be mapped to the same register address but with the different ports. So that is the purpose of pad configuration. Okay, then save the configuration. So now let us check the translation rule. How to check is show nat detail. So it will show the translation rule. So this is a translation rule, shows its origin 192.168.1.0/24. Okay, so the entire unregistered address will be translated to this same registered address but with the different ports. That you can see. I'm going to initiate a telnet traffic from this particular source to this destination 2.2. I'm going to telnet. So I already enabled the telnet protocol on particular this switch 2. Okay, so I already enabled. So let us initiate a telnet from this particular source to this destination, that is 2.2. And now you can see the translation rule. So what's the command is show accelerate detail. So it will show the detail. So still I have not initiated the traffic. Now let us initiate the traffic. So let us initiate from source 1, that is Cisco device 1. So telnet, the destination is 192.168.2.2. So automatically it is going to this particular device. This already enabled the telnet, so it is prompting for the password. So just enter the password. Okay, then you just exit from here. And now let us check the translation rule in Cisco ASA firewall. Go to Cisco ASA firewall and do a show accelerate detail. So you can see here, right, TCP paired from inside 192.168.1.2. This is the particular port. It mapped to this particular port. So multiple unregistered address, it's mapped to the same register address but with a different port, right, 28726. Oh, that is the purpose of port address translation. So what we can do, I'm going to again clear this xlate NAT translation thing and let us initiate again the traffic. You can see there will be a change in the port. So that is the purpose. So multiple unregistered, that is nothing but a private segment to the same register address but with the different ports. That is the purpose of pad. Now let us clear this statement. Okay, so I'm going to clear it. So clear xlate. Okay, it's cleared. So now let us again initiate the traffic from the telnet traffic from the source 1 to the destination. Okay, so now let us enter. So now you can see there will be a change in the port detail. Show xlate detail. So now you're able to see there's a difference in port, right? So that is a benefit. If there are multiple addresses, if there's a multiple private segment, each and every segment will be mapped to the same destination address but with a different port. So that is the purpose of pad configuration. So what are things we have done is, first what are things we have configured the inside and the outside security zone in Cisco ASA firewall. Then I have created the access list allowing from the lower to the higher security zone. Then I have created I directly configure this IP address in switch 1 and 2. Then we have created the gateway 1.1 and 2.1 for both switch 1 and 2, and also we have disabled the routing. Then I have created the pad translation rule, and finally we have initiated the telnet traffic from this particular source to this particular destination to see the pad translation traffic, right? So that's all about this video. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Thank you.